going to keep this going with our next comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, this next man coming to the stage, possibly you've seen him working around town. Let's give a big hand now for Andrew Tyler III. How about it?
I have been having the worst luck when it comes to women, and things are not looking up. I feel like a hemorrhoid on the sphincter of life, and someone is aiming a laser right at me. Can I feel any lower? I don't think so. Like a week or so ago, I get a call from an ex-girlfriend of mine. I figure she's calling me up, wish me a happy birthday, and then maybe we would talk, heal the old wounds, you know, be friends again. But no, she's still bitter. She was just calling me up to give me a bad time about being a year older. She just went on and on about how I was another year older. And if I was getting older, I must also be getting all wrinkly. Well, that pissed me off. I said, listen, babe, while I will admit at times to the fact that I am getting older, there is only one place where I've got wrinkles. And I can get rid of those with an impure thought. I was feeling a little bit down after this phone call. I needed to do something to pick myself up. So I went out and did something I have never, ever done before in my life. I bought myself some new underwear. Oh, don't get me wrong, I've had new underwear before, but it's something my mom would always get me at Christmas time. But hey, I'm a big boy now. Fuck family tradition. So I picked out that new style. 95% cotton, 5% lycra, kind of a snug fit that go down your thighs a ways. And they have a 100% brushed cotton support pouch that feels just like the hand of a young woman cradling you. Oh, sorry. Trust me on this, they feel really good. I wore them out for the first time last Friday night, and they were working because I felt great. Got a little bit too drunk though. Woke up the next morning in my own bed, still wearing my new underwear. Took that as a good sign. But there was something poking me in a very, very private way inside my 100% brushed cotton support pouch. So I reached my hand in. About 5 minutes later, I pulled out this little slip of paper. On it, it said, "Inspected by Carol." I didn't remember this. I didn't think I was that drunk. I must have failed the inspection, though, because she didn't leave me her phone number or nothing. It's been these kinds of experiences with women that have me seriously considering going out, getting myself a blow-up doll, taking her home, pulling down the shades, and living the rest of my life in total peace and harmony. I can't lie to you people. I'm not thinking about it anymore. I got one. Mail order, so technically she came to me. And you may think this is a little bit bizarre, and I may be some kind of a pervert, but before you go passing judgment on me, you got to listen to a few more reasons why I did it. It's a one-time investment. Perfect in this depressed economy. You feel good when she's around you, because she always has this look of awe on her face. She never goes into a restaurant, orders the most expensive meal on the menu, and then eats just half of it. You never have to get her drunk to get her to have sex with you. She never calls you up on your birthday to tell you that you're getting old and wrinkly. You determine her physical makeup. You blow her up firm. She's young, nubile, most likely a felony. You let a little air out, she's a little softer, a little wrinkly, that older, more experienced woman you've only dreamed of. And say you have a bad day at the office. You come home. You take a kitchen knife, stab her a couple of times. No problem. You just patch her like a bicycle tube. And finally, there is never, ever a fight over who's going to have to sleep in the wet spot.
Andrew Tyler III. So, how's everybody doing? You enjoying it so far? You always voting? God, it's kind of like America's Funniest Home Videos, isn't it? Anyways, so it's nice. I like doing this. I like doing comedy. I like doing comedy better than my last job, I have to say that. I used to work at this restaurant called Hamburger. Or no, actually, that was a different place. I used to work at this place called Egg Roll and a Poke in the Eye. Anybody ever been there? It's a pretty good place. How it worked out was you go in and go, can I have sweet and sour for my egg roll? And then we'd go, and poke you in the eye and go, it comes with it, right? And everybody ate there had buck teeth, because after you poke them in the eye, they'd go, oh! Oh, good egg roll, though. One time we ran out of egg rolls, had nothing but pokes in the eye. They had really high volume that day. I know a lot of you people are going, hey, let's just take off at that other place, Hamburger, and kick in the crotch. Well, I used to work there, too. Now that worked out. We had a counter about this high, had no back on it. When people would come in, we'd put food down and go, thank you. Well, people that ate there before would go, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I truly am Comic of the Year.
Yeah.
I'm a prolific writer. Get a grip? You weren't here earlier when I was voted Comic of the Year, ma'am. You were late. Get a watch. Tell me to get a grip. Nail, what a burn, what a cut. Stick your finger in your butt. Poking the eyes later. That's for that's extra. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep the show moving now with our next comedian coming to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, your next comedian, possibly you've seen him working around town also. I think this is going to be the standard intro for many of these comics. Possibly you've seen him working around town. Let's give a big hand now for D. Lano. How about it? O.D.
Good evening. Is anyone coming here for the first time? Well, if you are, stop it. It's not that type of club. At least till around midnight. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be crude. It's just that my wife is pregnant, and quite frankly, it's getting to me. The other day, she said, honey, I want this kid to have everything I never did. I said, so do I. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a good job either. She awoke me and said, honey, I felt a kick. I said, don't sleep so close to me then. We went to the doctor for a checkup. The doctor told her to lay back, spread her legs, and do what comes naturally. She went to sleep. 6 hours later, she awoke, asked for a cigarette, and that he not mention any of this to her husband. Oh well, I suppose it could have been worse. My sister went for her checkup, saw a bunch of men wearing blue colors and masks, and said, oh, must be another gang initiation. Then she saw the latex gloves and said, what do you know? Group condoms. My sister, she's not too bright. My mother told her, don't forget to seal the milk carton when you're done. She got her nipple pierced. The English teacher asked her, what do you do following a period? My sister said, remove the tampon. The English teacher sent her to homeroom. The homeroom teacher said, what would you do if you found a strange man following you home late at night? My sister said, put on makeup. The homeroom teacher sent her to the principal's office. The principal asked her point blank, are you on drugs? My sister stood up and looked. The principal said, that does it. I never want to see you with crack. My sister immediately closed her legs. They sent for my mother. My mother tried to embarrass my sister into doing right. She said, who would have ever thought a 14-year-old girl would still wet the bed? My sister said, who would have ever thought Daddy would have been so good? My mother said, that does it. Girls like you end up in roach-infested houses with holes in the walls. My sister said, make up your mind. You want me to stay or move out? They sent her to counseling. The counselor tried to build my sister's self-esteem. The counselor said to her, don't you realize in today's society you can be everything your brother can be? My sister said, who do you think gave you the high-heel pumps and miniskirt in the first place? The counselor said, tell me about your boyfriend. My sister said, we broke up. He used to beat on me. The counselor said, good for you. My sister said, yeah, I didn't so much mind him playing with himself. I just couldn't figure out why he had to do it so close to me. Finally, the counselor said to her, I know your problem. You just don't show enough backbone. My sister said, what do you mean? It's one of my favorite positions. They sent her to the doctor. The first thing the doctor said to her is, what precautions are you taking? My sister said 2 forms of ID and never an out-of-state check. The doctor scheduled an AIDS test for her the next day. My sister brought in a dildo, a vibrator, and a massager. She said, I'd like you to check the batteries in each and every one of these. They're very important to me. Get it? Asexual A's. Delayed reaction. I say all that, nevertheless, my sister eventually turned out all right. She got a job working in a bank. Said she wanted to practice safe sex. Safe, all. A customer came in and asked her, is there a penalty for early withdrawal? My sister said, yes. Usually your clothes get all gooey. The customer said, do you pay interest? My sister said, only if it's real, real good. Finally, the customer said to her, is there a fee for checking? My sister thought about that one for a while, then said no, and opened her blouse. Is anyone coming here for the first time? Wait a minute. I think I said that. I must be done. Thank you.
Dee Leno, give him a hand. Dee Leno.